Yo, what is up, guys? This is my PBA week 2 and 3. Got behind because my week 2 opponent was on vacation, and so that cut into my week 3, and so took a while, and then I just had MPL versus my Hive Minor, fucking it up, Miners versus Hive War to build for and play. So finally getting around to recording these after all that time. So my week 2 opponent was JT. His team is Skarmory, Conkeldurr, fucking Florges, Vileplume, Gastrodon, Jolteon, Charwai, Akira, Porygon2, Wishcash, and Regirock. My team is Jirachi, Salamence, Primarina, Rotom Heat, Cofagrigus, Armaldo, Lopunny Mega, Crocodile, Superior, Nidoqueen, and Glaceon. So obviously his team is really weak to rocks. His only defogger is Skarmory. And then his two biggest threats are Charizard Y and Kyurem Black. And so his team is very slow. His fastest is Jolteon, and then after that it's Charizard and Kyurem Black. So the most important mon on his team was Skarmory. I'll go into building. So his most important mon on his team was Skarmory, because it can only parry 4 moves, and it probably needs Whirlwind, needs Defog for sure, or else once rocks go up, Charizard's a half, and Kyurem's going to take 25 each time. So Skarmory can only carry Defog, Roost, Brave Bird, he's probably going to need it, Rocks, and then, yeah, I guess, fucking, the other move is escaping me, because this is like a couple weeks old now, or well, it's been sitting for a week. So the team I decided to bring was Jirachi, 4 attacks, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, Psychic, just timid, max speed, and then Life Orb. This basically 2-code everything on his team. Energy Ball, obviously. If he has what's his name? Gastro and the Grass Resist Berry, I can pop that earlier on. This can take a Earth Power, kind of like the only from Kyurem Black. It's kind of my only thing to take hits on my team from Kyurem Black, because it's kind of hard to take hits from that thing. And then I have Salamence. This is enough speed to outspeed Kyurem Black, max speed, without a Choice Scarf. And then Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Fire Blast over Fire Fang, because it 2-co's Skarmory, unless it's Spadef. But yeah, because physical Fire Fang, even at +2, doesn't like 2-co. Or yeah, it doesn't 2-co. And then Fly, obviously, with the Flying EMZ. Moxie, just shape them up. And then add enough attack to do what I need to do to OHKO shit. Mega Lopunny, Drain Punch, Return, Power Up Punch, and Sub. He can't really do anything against this. If I get up a Sub, I just sweep, and then Power Up Punch is kind of just there. I don't think I need Power Up Punch. I guess I could just Power Up Punch it. But if he doesn't bring Whirlwind, then this kind of just wins versus Skarmory, because his only move they can go for is Brave Bird if he doesn't carry either one, which would be weird, but yeah. I then have my Superior, Taunt, Leechy, Leaf Storm, and HP Rock. HP Rock just kind of does everything. If he carries Whirlwind over Brave Bird, doesn't carry Brave Bird on Skarmory, Leechy, Taunt. Taunt can also just taunt most of his Pokemon because he can't really do anything. Leech Seed's there, Leaf Storm kind of just beats it because unless he, if he carries Ice Beam on Gastrodon, that can hit it. But obviously, you know, just kind of walls everything. It's got to already explode. Shit, then enough speed to outspeed Mega Charizard. And then I have Yachi Berry, Crocodile, Smackdown, Earthquake, Stealth Rocks, Knockoff, Max Attack, and then enough speed to outspeed Kyurem without a speed boosting nature. So the Yachi Berry is so I can take an Ice Beam and then just knock off, and then if he's like Choice Scarf, and then I'm faster than him unless he's a speed boosting nature, and I get another attack off. Or I can just knock off his item, or just take a hit and prevent him from setting up a sub. Smackdown is primarily for the Skarmory. I can Smackdown and then EQ. Can't really do anything against this, and then Stealth Rocks, obviously. And then I have Rotom Heat to be able to check Jolteon and take a and Charizard Y, Volt Switch, Overheat, HP Grasp with the Gastrodon, and Toxic. I should mention this, that his Charizard Y, if the only thing they can hit Rotom with would be like Focus Blast, but if he doesn't bring Focus Blast, kind of whatever. And then HP Ice is another thing that he can run if he brings HP Ice. Because this HP Ice Oko Salamence, and if he doesn't bring it, then Salamence can set up on it. So, get into the battle, switch sides. That's not the switch sides button, this is. There we go. So I lead off with Crocodile, and he leads off with Skarmory. I just go for the Smackdown turn 1. Does very little, showing me that he's probably max defense. And then he switches out. He sets up his Rocks turn 1. He goes into Conkeldurr, and I realized that I did not have basically anything for this thing. So I stayed and go for EQ here, as he goes for a knockoff. Now here, it's very lucky that I actually did it. He reveals that he's Life Orb here. I figured Drain Punch would have come out, and that would have done nothing, so I was really underprepared for that fucking Pokemon. But luckily he goes for knockoff. I lose my Achi Berry, which is kind of whatever, but I get damage on it. Mach Punch probably would have taken me out, but getting damage on that is pretty nice, and it's slower than most of my other mods. He switches into this, predicting me to go for a Earthquake, which I do. He might not have had Mach Punch, which would be weird, because I have a Mega Lopunny, and he can't really do anything then, and it's slower than basically everything on my team. So he goes into, I smack down here, he goes for Roost, and I stay in and go for another Earthquake. I get over half, and he goes for a Toxic here, which shows that he has Roost, he has Stealth Rocks, and Toxic, so the last move on his moveset could either be Whirlwind or Brave Bird, which means he doesn't have both. So Toxic does his damage. I go for another Earthquake here, as he switches into Charizard Y, and here, I predict him to go for the Roost instead of Solar Beam. Kind of just choosing to sack off Crocodile if he does go for Solar Beam, but it's kind of whatever. He could also go for Fire Blast to take me out, but, you know, he might not want to risk it. He could also have Flamethrower, but he stays in. But also, the other thing is, I can just bring in Mega Lopunny after that and basically just kill him, or if he doesn't have HP, I set up with Salamence if I chose to. But I predict him to go for Roost, because if not, you know, this thing's going to be at half and basically dies Rock, so I just EQ. That dies. Getting Charizard and Y out of the way is huge, because it's kind of one of the only threats on his team. And, like, basically the only big threat left on his team is Karen Black. So he goes into Skarmory here. I choose to go for Knockoff, and I knock off his Iapa Berry, which is the berry that when you're at 25%, you heal, which would have been huge, because had I not knocked off, we'll say I smacked down, because I do live one more round of Toxic, I would have EQ'd, he would be at basically full health, which would suck. So going for that knockoff is pretty huge. It doesn't kill, which I don't know if it does. It might be a roll, but it's a roll in his favor. But I knock off, that's huge, because he's not going to be at full health. The whole point is I want to weaken this down. So now he's just going to go for Roost, which will put him at 56. So I'm going to die to one more hit. I just go for Smackdown. I got a crit. Doesn't really matter, because he's basically in range of everything, really. So I lose my Crocodile to Toxic, which is whatever. And here I go into Superior, thinking, okay, I'm just going to taunt. We'll see what he has. And he reveals Brave Bird, and this basically kills it. So I'm going to lose Superior here, because I can't heal it back up, so I'm just like, whatever. Or, well, I can't heal it back. Well, not with, like, Synthesis or Giga Drain or something. It's going to get me more HP. Well, not against Skarmory, but yeah. So I just go for Leech Seed. I sack off my Superior. He can't go for Roost or anything like that, or Toxic, so I just go into my Salamence. He can stay in and Brave Bird all he wants, but I'm just going to Dragon this. I just have to get one prediction right on this, because if he protects, he gets into mind games with, like, Fly and stuff. But also, I can't really kill this because I have Fire Blast and not something like EQ. So, like, I can't go for regular Fly because he can just protect on the off turn. So, he goes into this. I predict him to just protect here, because if I just go for it, he dies. So, I just Dragon Dance. I get that right. And now, I basically just sweep his entire team. So, go for Z Fly here. He could have switched into something else like Conkeldurr or Skarmory to sack those off, and then brought this back in on this Z-Fly, because I couldn't have killed this, but he doesn't know that. But it would have changed the game if he did. So Supersonic Skytrack kills that. If this is Habanberry and I didn't have rocks up, This could live Dragon Claw from this, but I doubt he is, so he's just going to get Dragon Claw, that's going to die. And then everything else is just basically going to die. Conkeldurr, Jolteon, Ed, Skarmory. So, I think Scarf Jolteon, if I didn't get the second Dragon Dance, I actually outsped if it was Scarf, but I don't think he would bring that. He's going to bring in Skarmory. The Rocks is going to put it in exact range to take a Fire Blast and just die. And then his last mon is Conkeldurr, which is just going to die to Salamence. So I win 4-0. Jirachi and Mega Lopunny and Rotom Heat don't do anything. Just use Crocodile, Superior, and Salamence. So I win 4-0. So that means I'm 2-0. And the third week I played Tadra. Where's his team? Here it is. So the team I wanted up bringing for that game was this. So I started off with, so this team is Xurkitree, Goodra, Empoleon, Honchkrow, Skunktank, Licky Licky, Tapu Bulu, Entei, Mega Medicham, Golurk, Shuckle. I probably should have brought over why I didn't bring the other 5 in the last game, and what 5 he didn't bring, but it doesn't matter. So this game, I brought Salamence, Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Fly. Kind of just wrecks his team. Enough speed to outspeed Entei, and I'm adamant, so there's that. I bring Mega Lopunny, Drain Punch, Return, Fake Out, Encore. I brought Encore because of a couple of his Pokemon just having moves like that. I figured he'd bring Shuckle, which he doesn't wind up bringing. I really prepped for Shuckle, to be honest. Really over-prepped for it. Volt Switch, Overheat, Toxic, Will-O-Wisp. I brought Max Defense. Pretty clutch set. Because I didn't really have a check to Tapu Bulu. And then I had brought Stealth Rocks, Earthquake, Poison Jab, Taunt. This Kentuko, Goodra, which is an important thing. I brought this max HP, 60 in attack to be able to 2-ko and shit. And then I brought Adamant. And then the rest in defense, and then 12 speed. I figured he might run, I think it was Tapu Bulu that is close in speed. I think Tapu Bulu is like 75. It's close at level 50, so he can just run a little bit of speed and try and speed creep me, so I just ran 12 speed just in case, because it doesn't really matter. But we'll see how that goes in the game. I also brought Life Orb. Then I brought Chople Berry and this is a trash set, I'm gonna be honest. This is a shit set. I brought Earthquake, Knockoff, Toxic, and Taunt. It's so shit, because Chople Berry didn't really matter, but yeah, I probably shouldn't have brought Chople Berry, but it doesn't matter. 252 HP, basically max speed, enough speed to outspeed, I believe it's Entei? Yeah, I believe it's just Entei. And then I brought, yeah, Intimidate, obviously, because that's good against this team. Then I brought Jirachi, which is this completely trash set, and I didn't know what to bring as the last mon, because I kept going back and forth. But it doesn't ultimately wind up mattering. Choice Band, U-Turn, Iron Head, Healing Wish, Body Slam, and then 100 in HP, enough speed, outspeed, Entei, and then the max attack. So the mods I didn't bring are Primarina, Cofagrigus, Armaldo, Superior, Glaceon. The reason I didn't bring Primarina is Empoleon kind of fucks my team. Can't really do anything against it. I knew it was going to be Shuckleberry because I have 2 ground types and those could fuck his team. But Primarina is kind of shit against Empoleon. And then I have Superior, which is also shit against Empoleon and sort of bad against Goodra. Because I don't think, well, Sap Sipper. So it's hard to set up against it. And then I have Glaceon. If Glaceon got Freeze Dry, I totally would have brought it, but it doesn't. And then Cofagrigus, he has 2 dark types on his team. So I figured Cofagrigus is kind of just a non-bring here. And then, what else? Armaldo kind of just didn't feel like he did great against him. But Primarina was the model I was debating on the other one. But I was like, he has Tapu Bulu and Empoleon, which just, that Empoleon kind of fucks my team. Because my water resists are Salamence, Primarina, which can't do anything to it, and Superior. And Superior and Salamence don't really, they're both weak to ice. They're not really great water resist because they can't really touch Empoleon. And Empoleon with Shucka is his only check to a setup Mence if I bring EQ. So there's that. I'm going to go into the game right here. I have to switch sides again. God damn it. So turn 1, I start off. I go into not seeing the Shuckle kind of fucked me because I thought he would bring it because his team is really slow. His only mons that are fast are this Medicham and Entei. If he doesn't bring, you know, E-Speed, then he's then he can be 300, but outside of that, He's barely only got this as his speed. He's a really slow team. So he goes for fake out here. I just switch to Jirachi. He shows baton pass, and I switch. So obviously I go for U-turn here. I do 35 to this Gudra. I go into Nidoqueen because this is slower than Nidoqueen because I figured he wouldn't run speed. He has speed on it. He gets an Ice Beam off. I go for Earthquake. I don't kill, which sucks. I put it at 5%, but I basically lose my Nidoqueen, so that sucks. I go into Jirachi, not wanting to lose Nidoqueen, and he goes for Fire Blast. And here, you know, as it shows, just this thing fucking my team because I can't really do a lot against it. So I go into this figuring, okay, he's not going to be faster. Scare him out. I thought about going for Poison Jab here, but I don't because I figured there's a chance he stays in just to kill this. But I play like really shit in the early game on this game compared to last game where I got all the reads. But I go for EQ here, and killing this Tapu Bulu would have been great, but right here, but I don't. I play like absolute shit right here, and I just go into Rotom Heat. He doesn't predict it and go for Stone Edge, so he's in Headbutts, which shows that does nothing to me. I show that I'm basically max max defense. Here, I think I just go for Volt Switch. Yeah, I just go for Volt Switch, get 32% on this, and I go into Jirachi. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think. I was like, if E-Speed doesn't kill, great. If it does, that sucks. But then he's locked into E-Speed. So he goes for E-Speed. He's locked into it now. I was gonna go for Healing Wish and Healing Wish up my Nidoqueen, but I'm not gonna be able to do that. It would have been great because if he went for like Sacred Fire, I get to Healing Wish up, and I go into Nidoqueen. Then I have a full health Nidoqueen, but I don't, which sucks. So I go for Dragon Dance. He goes right into Empoleon, and I figured, oh shit. I just go for Earthquake, hoping he's not Shucka, and he is, obviously, because it's his only check on his team, and he does run the Ice Beam. There was a chance that he doesn't run it, but he was most definitely going to be that with 2 ground types, Superior and Salamence. It's the Roar, so I go into my Mega Lopunny, and I think I just go for Drain Punch here, or I go for Return. No, I go for Drain Punch, and I get 25%. So he heals up from Grassy Terrain, and then I just switch into Nidoqueen, just sacking it off. And he stays in, which is surprising. I think it's because Return doesn't kill. And at this point, it's up 6-3, and I'm just down from playing like shit in the early game. And my prep was kinda ass. And I miss a Toxicure, which is super unfortunate, but it's whatever. But he misses Stone Edge, which is nice because I get to keep my Rotom Heat at 89%. So I get the Volt Switch out of there. I go into Mega Lopunny now that he's locked into Stone Edge. And I believe I just go for Fake Out here. Or no, he switches. I think I go for Return. Yeah, I just go for Return. And I don't kill this Tapu Bulu. But I figured out at this point, like, this Tapu Bulu's got to be Scarfed. So I just switch right into Rotom Heat. Now, I could predict him to go for Stone Edge, but I don't. I just go into Rotom Heat. He doesn't die to Recoil, which sucks. He's at 7%. So I go for Volt Switch again here, I believe, which is what I do. And basically, Entei is going to die. Gudra's already dead. So is Tapu Bulu. Empoleon just dies to everything on my team. Mega Medicham is still alive. And Xurkitree is still in the back at full health. So I go for Fake Out here. I should have just went for Drain Punch, to be honest, because it was just better. If I Drain Punch, I get the HP back, because he's going to go for E-Speed. So I get the HP back, more HP back. I'd be at a higher HP than I will be in a second, because I went for the Fake Out first. So I'm at 59% instead of being at a higher HP. Goes right into the Tapu Bulu. Here I go right into Rotom Heat, I believe. Just, you know, he goes for Horn Leech this time. This is going to heal him up, and Grassy Terrain is going to heal him up even more. I'm going to get Leftovers in Grassy Terrain. But, or no, I don't get Grassy Terrain because I'm not on the ground, do I? I don't think I do. I don't know how that works, but I guess I will OSP here. And he goes into Gudra, which dies. He ran enough speed to outspeed, I guess just Nidoqueen. I don't know what he tried to outspeed with this. I'm not sure how fast his Goodra was, but it was enough to outspeed Nidoqueen. So I just go for Drain Punch here. He saves, I think, Empoleon there, and he lives at 1%. Now, this was a roll, but he lives at fucking 1%, which blows. Because had I killed that there, it would have been great, but it doesn't. And so I go into Rotom Heat. Now, I could have gone into Crocodile, predicting him to go for Stone Edge. Now, here I could go into this, or going into this, but I stay in here, which is probably a shit play, but he misses the Stone Edge, which is super fortunate for me. I get Volt Switch off, I kill that, so now, at this point, I win the game. I think unless he's, like, scarfed fucking Xurkitree, I win the game. So I fake out, and I make sure Return kills from this range. Return does kill, so I knock out his Mega Medicham, and I'm coming back for 6-3. And he goes into Empoleon. This dies to a Drain Punch. He has no item. Definitely going to die to a Drain Punch at this point. That gets dropped. Now, at this point, he doesn't win because I still have Crocodile. Can't lock himself to any one move that's going to be able to kill Lopunny, kill Rotom Heat, and kill Crocodile. So, Return, I'm going to outspeed him. Thunderbolt's not going to do enough. I don't get parried, which is fortunate, and I win the game. I made some shit plays. My prep wasn't that great, but I kind of threw together a team, and my week 2 kind of cut into this game, but it's whatever. I get super fortunate with that miss, but I could have switched, could have played a little bit better. But I still come back and win the game after playing really shitty in the early game. So that's it for my PBA week 2 and week 3. Currently week 4. And sorry this took forever, but yeah. Until next time, peace.